rid of someone. Who's the man?
Hang on, is that him?
We got him. A contractor working for one of the charities identified Travis and the boy.
Take my advice, Holloway, and get back across the border while you still can.
Mr. Jones, is it?
Yeah.
I understand that you're alleging your injuries are the result of an assault by Detective Holloway.
Look me in the eye and tell me you believe me.
I believe you.
But you never know, you might end up having to fish Mr. Jones like, out of the harbour.
Detective, did you kill Samuel Jones?
No, I didn't.
Detective Holloway seems somewhat distressed at the allegations.
Distressed enough to kill?
No, sir.
But then you're not a qualified psychologist, so how would you know?
We're talking about a murder.
No, we're talking about being fitted for a murder and fitted by experts.
And maybe they didn't plant anything.
Well, if it had been me, I would have.
We found what you're looking for, Brady. Charlie Hayes' mob left it here for you.
I did not kill Sam Jones.
The evidence suggests otherwise.
I was nowhere near his house, and that gun was planted on me.
Frank Holloway, you will now be charged with the murder of Sam Jones. You are suspended from police duties effective immediately. I'll need you to hand over your appointments to your patrol commander. Your badge.
How's it going? You okay? Charlie Hayes, we're going to get him, you know that, Frank. Listen, I've been thinking. I don't reckon you're his only target.
How do you mean?
You know Ronnie Jefferson, the witness in the Gary Travis case? I reckon he could be in danger. You see, Hayes, he wants Travis off the murder charge, right? So he sets you up. You're charged, you're suspended.
What? Travis can still be convicted on Ronnie Jefferson's evidence?
Of course. See, Jefferson, he can place Travis at the scene of the crime, so you're out of the way, then Jefferson's out of the way.
You spoken to Jefferson?
No. I tried to call him since yesterday and no answer.
Yeah, he's probably 6 feet under. You know, Travis will walk and I'll be the one doing 25 to life.
If Jefferson's alive, I'm going to find him.
You heard what he said about Sam Jones the other night in the pub.
Frank was just mouthing off. Damn, Gavin, if I followed through with every threat I made, I'd be in jail and you'd be dead 50 times.
And you're not Frank Holloway, are you?
Yeah. Goldie?
You know, you guys, you really amaze me. Frank's on a murder rap and all you can do is sit around here and talk, did he do it, didn't he? Oh, it makes me feel a bit sick.
Straighten up, Tavita. I might remind you the matter you're talking about is the subject of an internal affairs investigation and therefore remains confidential. Do you two understand that?
Sir.
Job for you, boys. Parks and Wildlife just rang. Those jet skiers are up to their old tricks again. Come on.
Rachel, your replacement partner. No, I'm not saying it's permanent.
Just like you're not saying it isn't.
It's not the way it sounds.
Oh, I don't know. He's never been a big fan of Frank's, has he? Listen, I think our witness in the case against Gary Travis has gone missing. It's not the address we've got listed. Can you look him up for me?
Ronnie Jefferson?
Yeah.
First name Ronald, I take it. Let's hope he's updated his RTA details. Yes, here he is. The man who placed Travis at the scene of the murder. 24 Mackenzie Street, Surrey Hills. There's no phone. I can get onto the phone company and check that, though.
Oh, no, I'll go around there myself.
Should you go by yourself?
You busy? G'day, Detective Goldstein, Sydney Water Police. Is Ronnie Jefferson here?
No, he's gone.
What do you mean, where?
He moved out with another mate of his. He was only crashing here till he found somewhere.
Well, when did you last see him?
I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe?
Did he leave a forwarding address?
Yeah, but we lost it.
Do you remember a suburb, a street name? It's really important that we talk with him.
Dulwich Hill? Warner Street, maybe. I think that's what it was.
Listen, if he contacts you, could you tell him to ring me? Say it's urgent.
What's he done?
Nothing. Listen, has anyone else called for him?
No.
All right, thanks.
Hey, I thought it was a telly.
You're Ronnie Jefferson, aren't you?
Yeah.
G'day, I'm Detective Goldstein. This is Sergeant Blake, my
Look, if this is a raid, I mean, you can't bust me for personal use.
No, Ronnie, what we actually want to talk to you about
It's not like I'm selling the stuff. You two look like you both smoked a bit in your time.
Ronnie, shut up.
You're a witness in a murder trial, aren't you?
Yeah, so?
Well, that's what we want to talk to you about. And we'd prefer to do it inside, so if you want to pop in, hide anything you don't want us to see, off you go. Make it quick, though, won't you?
Sorry, I've been a bit mental this morning. It hasn't been a good morning. Sit down.
Thanks.
So this is about the murder thing, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm looking forward to the trial and all. Going down to Melbourne. Never been there.
Listen, Ronnie, has anything happened to you unusual in the last few weeks? I don't know, strange phone calls or people come to the house that you don't know?
No, why?
Well, a few things have happened in relation to the trial and, well, because the case relies on your evidence, we think perhaps you could be at risk right now.
Like, when I almost fell in front of the train this morning, I could have actually been pushed.
It's not a joke, Ronnie.
Dead set. I was standing there on the platform, And then the next minute, I'm taking a dive towards the tracks, and there's a train coming towards me. I thought, lights out, man. Luckily, I managed to roll out of the way and press myself up against the wall of the platform. Otherwise, it would have been splat.
And you think you were pushed?
Well, it was pretty crowded, and I felt like someone shoved me, but I just thought it was an accident.
Yep, that's them.
Call him, Gavin.
It's the water police! Cut your engine! Take your skis into the beach!
No, bastards, we weren't doing anything.
Then you've got nothing to worry about. What's your name?
Jeremy Carter.
Jeremy, do you know that there's a colony of fairy penguins that live in this area?
Nah.
Well, then I guess you wouldn't be aware that they're also a protected species. Which means if one of you kids accidentally injure one of these penguins with your jet ski, you could be facing a $200,000 fine and a 2-year jail term.
Why should we leave? We've got as much right to be some stupid penguins.
Now, that's where I think you should have a little more sympathy towards them. After all, they are an endangered species. And when you think about it, so are you. The residents of this area want jet skis banned altogether. Now, by acting irresponsibly, you're only helping out their cause. Just think about it.
I want to arrange witness protection for Ronnie Jefferson, you know, the key witness in the Gary Travis case.
Why? Somebody threatened him?
Yeah, he thinks he was pushed under a train this morning.
By whom?
Well, I think the guy behind all this is Charlie Hayes.
Charlie Hayes? Charlie Hayes from Melbourne? What's he got to do with all this?
Well, I know he's prominent in Melbourne, but the thing is, you see, Gary Travis is his right-hand man. Now, Travis, he's up for trial next month for these 2 murders, and the key witnesses are Ronnie and Frank. Frank because he's the arresting officer, and Ronnie because he can place him at the scene of the crime. Now, with their evidence, he gets, I don't know, 25 years, and without it, he walks.
Oh, surely Hayes is not going to stick his neck out for a lousy sidekick like Travis.
Well, you see, the thing is, Travis is, I don't know, like a son to Hayes. Plus, he's a very experienced hitman, and up until now, he hasn't had a record, which makes him very valuable.
So you're saying that Charlie Hayes had Holloway fitted with a murder to have him discredited as a witness, and now he's after Ronnie Jefferson?
Yep, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
I think you're getting a bit close to all this, Rachel. We have witnesses who heard Frank threaten Sam Jones.
Oh, come on, Jeff. You don't really think that Frank's guilty, do you?
Do you?
Look, I want to believe in Frank's innocence as much as you do. But I'm sorry, Rachel. I cannot allow you to investigate this case. Any information that you have, I want you to hand it over to Internal Affairs.
Oh, you know how Tony Brady's going to deal with this. He won't. He's been busting his ass to get Frank on something for years.
Rachel, if he thinks that you're withholding information, he'll go after you too.
I don't really care what Tony Brady's
Well, I
going to
do.
or not.
I don't want to see another of my officers on suspension.
Obviously, some of us believe in Frank's innocence more than others.
Just hand it over to IA.
So this conspiracy theory about some bigwig from the Melbourne underworld having it in for Holloway, this is all based on the world of some 2-bit safecracker, is that right?
No, it's based on the fact that Frank's innocent.
Well, that's your first mistake.
He didn't murder anyone.
That's what you said about Knocker Harrison, wasn't it?
I want witness protection for Ronnie Jefferson.
Show's about to start. Want to make sure I get a good seat.
Number 51, it's in the list, Your Worship.
Francis John Holloway.
I tender a fact sheet, Your Worship.
Yes, Mr. Hampton, what do you have to say?
Your Worship, this is a matter structured entirely on circumstantial evidence, and I submit it's a very weak prosecution case. My client has been a member of the police service for 22 years and is a respected member of this community. He owns his own home, and there is no fear of him absconding. This charge will be strongly defended and is strenuously denied.
And what do you have to say, Sergeant Walsh?
Your Worship, this is a very serious matter with no presumption of bail. Concerns have been raised by the informant of the likelihood of interference with the prosecution witness should the defendant be granted bail.
I'm prepared to grant bail in the sum of $100,000 without surety.
I asked the defendant report daily, Your Worship.
Yes. The commander rocks patrol between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. each day.
So, you're out?
Yeah, about time.
Yeah, listen, I found Ronnie Jefferson.
It's a start.
Stay out of trouble while you're out, Frank. We'll be keeping an eye on you. Goes without saying, Goldstein, if you interfere with our investigation, you'll be out on your ass quicker than he is, all right?
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Listen, you right for a lift home?
Yeah, I'm fine. You concentrate on keeping Jefferson alive. When you hand him over to Witsec? What?
Oh, Jeff's asked me to hand it on to Brady.
You're not going to.
No, it just makes things a bit more difficult. But Helen's got some contacts in Witsec, so I'll get her onto it now.
Meanwhile, Jefferson's a sitting duck.
No, I'll put him into a hotel room.
You all right?
Yeah. So you don't want to lift?
No, I've got a few things to do in town. Look, you take care.
Yeah, keep yourself out of trouble. See ya.
Yeah, all right.
You right yet?
Yeah.
It's only going to be temporary, you know, the motel, till we get an arrangement with witness security.
Yeah, and then they'll give me a new place and a new job and that. I've seen that in the movies.
Not exactly, no.
Don't I get to change my name or anything?
Oh, what they'll do is give you protection until the trial's over, and then, well, you can come back here, get back to normal.
What if this guy goes down? Isn't it going to be payback time?
I think you've been watching too many cop shows. But we can assess the situation after the trial, if you like.
I just keep seeing that train coming towards me.
Yeah. You right? Let's go.
Sir, can I have a minute?
Come in.
I've been thinking about my future. I like working on the boat. I like working with Tommy. We get on really well, but,
Get to the point, Sykes.
I don't think it's the right direction for me, sir.
How did you go?
Oh, Ronnie's safely in his hotel room.
Good.
He was a bit disappointed his room didn't have cable.
Oh.
Have you got the name of the fella from Witsec?
Yatsek, someone.
Rachel, got a minute?
Yeah, what's up?
I mentioned to you this morning that you can't operate without a partner.
Oh, who are they shipping me in this time?
Well, I did have the option of bringing in somebody from the outside to fill the position. Alternatively, I could look to my own team and see if there's anybody here willing to give it a go.
Can I have a word with you?
Sorry, Rachel. Decision's already been made. Constable Sykes here has shown an interest in pursuing a career in criminal investigation, and I think this would be a good opportunity for him. Well, good luck, Gavin. I'm sure Detective Goldstein will make you feel right at home.
Thanks again, sir. So I'll get straight into my civvies and I'll be right back? Okay.
The food in here is pretty crook. I'd make sure you get a couple of decent feeds in you while you still can.
I don't intend ending up in here.
None of us do, mate. Just a bit of friendly advice. Take it or leave it.
I appreciate it a lot, Skip. But I'd rather you told me who's doing Charlie Hayes' dirty work. It's not often you're stuck for words, mate.
Hayes got a lot of people on his books. Could be any one of them.
You haven't heard anything. You got no idea who he got to kill Sam Jones?
Nope.
Crap.
Wouldn't mind a fag. Doctors have told me I should give up. Got a bit of a family history with the lungs, you know, but... To be honest, I'd rather take me chances with that than dobbing on the bloke you're after. I've heard too many times just what he's capable of. Look, From what I've heard, there's no point in telling you anything. The word is that you're gone. That's it. Finished.
Not yet, Skip. But you know, if I do end up in here, don't you think you'd sleep a lot better at nights knowing you'd done everything you could to help me?
His name's Brian Atkins. They call him the cleaner. He don't leave a trace. Believe me, you've hit grade A with this one, Holloway. They don't come any colder than that son of a bitch.
You look after them lungs, Skip.
Hey, Cynthia, what's up?
Look, I got a report that some penguins were tangled in fishing line. As soon as I got here, there were a couple of guys on some jet skis. They looked like they were racing each other, you know, like who could do the best manoeuvres and stuff. They laid eyes on me and they just took off. That's when I saw the penguins. We don't know how it happened, but a couple of them were dead.
Did you get a description, a rego number?
Yeah, I got something. ABH67 something or other. It was a yellow ski with a purple splash on it. I didn't get the other guy. He took off too quickly.
That matches the description from the guy this morning, Jeremy Carter.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks, Cynthia. We'll look into it. See ya.
Thanks. See ya.
So, Jeremy, you want to tell me your side of the story?
Just happened. Can't explain it.
It's a very malicious thing to just happen. Killing penguins. You're gonna have to give me the name of your friend, the one who was with you.
I don't know.
You mean you won't tell me? Jeremy, you are in a lot of trouble. Now, being honourable to save your friend should be the last thing on your mind.
It was just some guy. He challenged me to a race. I've never seen him before.
Okay, all right, fine. I'm sick and tired of beating around the bush. You will take the rap for this yourself.
Constable, my son has admitted doing something stupid. Now, I'll take care of whatever the fine happens to be. So can we just get this over and done with?
Mr. Carter, you don't seem to understand the seriousness of this crime. Your son will be charged, and he could be facing full-time detention.
You must be joking.
I wish I was. So, if you don't mind, I'll decide when this interview has ended.
I got it from homicide. It's a surveillance tape. Atkins was a murder suspect a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's him. Brian Murray Atkins, the cleaner.
Cleaner?
Yeah, he can get rid of bodies without a single trace after he's dismembered them. Story goes, they don't have to be necessarily dead either.
And this is the guy Skip Town reckons is setting you up.
Yep. Remember that young copper went missing in Bondi a few years ago? Atkins was the main suspect. They never found a body, though.
How's he connected to Charlie Hayes, then?
Well, he's a Melbourne boy originally. Used to work for Hayes back in the 80s. Got a bit hot for him down there, so he come up here 89. That's when Gary Travers took over as Hayes' right-hand man.
So now he's trying to curry favour with Hayes by setting you up?
I reckon so.
So how do we find him?
I don't know yet, but we can get Helen compile a list of his known associates, see if we can flush him out.
Yeah, I'll try. Hawker's on my back every minute. Anyway, at least we know who we're looking for now.
Yeah, hang on.
G'day, Frank. Rachel, you're going to be much longer. I'm still double parked.
Told you to wait in the car.
What do you come as?
I'm your replacement.
It was Hawker's idea.
Oh, well, let's throw away the key.
Could you just wait in the car?
Yeah.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, if I got to have a replacement partner, it's better to have Gavin, who's going to do as I say, than some, I don't know, some fellow who's going to tell Hawker that I'm not looking for stolen outboard motors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, I've got an appointment with Whitsec, okay?
You let me know how it goes.
So, Ronnie, until this morning, you weren't aware of any threats being made against your life?
Not until the train, and like even then I didn't work it out until Detective Goldstein came round.
No phone calls, no threats of any kind?
No.
Have you ever been aware of anyone watching your house? And the incident with the train, you're sure you were pushed?
Oh, my oath, I didn't realise it at the time, but I think these guys are out to get me, man. I mean, after what the cops have been telling me, I'm sure my life was at stake yesterday, no doubt.
I take it Detective Goldstein has also talked to you about the witness security program.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. It'd be even better if you guys could line me up a new job. I don't mind changing my name and everything.
Detective Goldstein, can we have a chat outside for a minute? You should have sent him to the dole office, Rachel, not us. He doesn't sound too scared about his safety to me. He just wants a new house to live in.
Look, he's a bit of a nut, OK? But it's his testimony that's going to put Gary Travers behind bars. And if we don't give him protection, I don't think he's going to make it. He's not going to be alive when the trial comes round.
You're basing this on your theory about Frank Holloway being set up?
Yeah, I am.
I can't approve this immediately. It's got to go for the boss, and it's not something that can be done in 5 minutes. We'll get back to you.
Come on, Vanessa. What have you got to gain by not helping us? Jeremy's up to his eyeballs in trouble. Do you want him to carry all the blame?
Jeremy's not the one who killed those penguins.
Look, we have a witness and a rego number.
He didn't think it was going to get this big. That's why he took all the blame on himself.
So who else was involved?
Look, if you want to help your boyfriend, you're going to have to tell us.
It was his dad. He's always showing off, trying to prove that he's better than Jeremy at everything. And that's what happened. He was showing off and he didn't see the penguins.
Father and son in the saddle again.
Not in my house. Call him.
This is Sydney Water Police. Cut your engines and stand to. I repeat, cut your engines and stand to.
Ridiculous. We'll get a car to go around and wait for them at their house. Gary! Gary! Ed, take over! Get him up. He's okay. Be quiet. He's unconscious, but he's still breathing. Try to get me an ambulance to the nearest wharf now. What the hell were you thinking of?
Ambulance is on its way.
Oh, help!
His legs!
You will now be taken to the Sydney Police Station where you will be charged. Parks and Wildlife would also like to talk to you about the penguins. Something about a $200,000 fine and a possible 2-year jail term.
Have you heard anything about your son?
He's in intensive care. They're still doing tests. They suspect permanent damage.
I can't believe he let his son take the rap for that, just because he thought Jeremy would get off lighter.
Apparently it was Jeremy's idea. Seems that the mother walked out on them both a year ago, and Jeremy thought his father had been through enough. I thought my family was dysfunctional.
Ronnie. New home. Listen, I got the local patrols to come over every half hour or so just to check if you're all right, okay?
I thought you said I'd be safe at this motel.
It's just a precaution. I'm also going to be moving you every day or so till the safe house comes through, okay?
Listen, I'm getting a little freaked out by this whole thing. I don't mind telling you.
You're going to be fine. Look, I've written down a few telephone numbers for you in case you're worried, all right? That's a station. It's me at home and me on the mobile. And this is Frank Holloway's place, okay? I might spend a bit of time there. You remember him from working on the case.
This guy was standing behind me at the train station yesterday.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I remember the scar. It's a shocker. Who is he?
It's Brian Atkins.
This is the guy who pushed me.
Now, come on, Ronnie. We don't know for sure you were pushed, do we? It's just a precaution, okay? Here's the numbers. Come on, you're going to be fine. Let's go. I'll make my own way back to the station, Gavin.
Rachel, I gotta be honest with you, I don't feel very comfortable about all this.
What?
About all this running around on the sly for Frank. Look, I've got a chance here. I don't want to stuff it up by not doing things by the book.
Gavin, have you ever heard of the word loyalty? Frank didn't kill Sam Jones.
Sykes. Sir? You and Rachel get down to the marine shop at 5 o'clock today?
Not as yet, sir, but we're working on it.
Where is Rachel?
I think she's gone to the toilet, I think so.
Rachel, could I see you in my office, please? Constable Sykes tells me you haven't had time to get down to 5 Dock yet.
No, not yet.
You did, however, find time to get to Frank's bail hearing. Inspector Brady gave me a call. He just wanted to remind me that it wouldn't be at all sensible for any of my officers to get involved in the investigation concerning Frank. Now, I assured him that I'd told my officers the same thing. So what have you been doing all day, Rachel?
Organising protection for a witness.
Despite the fact you've got 3 jobs on.
Look, I've got a witness whose life's in danger. Now I can't sacrifice his safety because I've got to get to 5 Dock. I'm sorry, but I can't stand back and let Frank take this murder charge.
Rachel, you're taking the law into your own hands. We have a code of conduct here by which we must operate. The day we let our emotions take over is the day we cross the line on that. Now, whether you choose to believe it or not, taking Frank's badge is one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Look, I'm sorry, Jeff, this is all coming a bit too late because I've got a very frightened Ronnie Jefferson waiting in a motel room for Witsec to come through. Now, what do you want me to do?
All right. Well, if you've already put the fear of God into him, there's not much point pulling the pin now.
What about Brady, then?
I'll worry about that. But you keep me in the picture, Rachel. Because the moment you don't will be the moment that you join Frank.
So once you got it on the boil?
Just had paprika. Morning, Detective. Frank's called a couple of times. I left the messages on your desk.
Thanks.
Rachel, just been on the phone to a neighbour of Ronnie Jefferson's. Apparently somebody broke into his house last night.
Did you give him a call at the motel?
Well, I just tried him then, but there's no answer.
No, he's not there.
Yeah, I asked the manager and said he hadn't seen him since last night. And I checked the pool, he wasn't there either.
Damn it.
Well, maybe he's gone for a walk.
I don't think so. He's pretty scared. He's not going to leave that room unless he has to.
Well, he might have gone home. I mean, if he's that scared, he...
If he has, we're in big trouble. Check the area surrounding the motel. There's no sign of him.
Forced entry to the motel room?
No.
Indications there'd been a struggle?
No.
Well, maybe he's done a runner. You said he was scared.
Don't you think it's a bit of a coincidence? The night he goes missing is the night his house gets broken into?
Well, maybe the break and enter is unrelated.
I don't think so. I think they got through that window looking for Ronnie.
Yeah, well, I've checked his bank records and so far nothing's been withdrawn from his account.
Sorry, sir. Rachel, Sergeant Rouse from Crime Scene is here to see you. They found an imprint of a shoe on Jefferson's windowsill.
Hiking shoe. Men's size 10.5. Shoe's a brevet. Style name Gazelle, Phase 2. It's an American shoe, and it matches the print we found at the scene of Sam Jones' murder.
So the same guy who knocked Jones off is now after Jefferson?
Well done, Scoop. You're really cut out for this, aren't you? I wouldn't have thought Frank Holloway was a sports shoe type of guy.
No, he's not.
Anyway, whoever is wearing them had them brought into the country special order. The Gazelle Phase 2 is not readily available in Australia yet.
You know you're a genius, don't you?
I always told that.
See you later.
Thanks.
Get on to the importers. See if any retailers have ordered these shoes in the last year or so. Hopefully Brian Atkins used his own name.
So we prove he bought a pair of brevets, so what?
So, Gavin. It's a start.
Okay.
Get on to it.
I'll do it.
Jeez, you look stuffed.
Thanks. Can I come in?
Yeah, I've been trying to call you.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Well, you're not going to like this.
Is that the pizza?
What is he doing here?
That's what I've been trying to call you about. Look, a kid calls me in the middle of the night, reckons he's terrified. He could hear noises outside his door. I did. As soon as we got back, I rang the office, but all I got was your answering machine. Then I rang you on the mobile, and you don't answer the bloody
That's why I
thing.
turned the phone off, because I didn't want to tell you. Do you realise that Atkins could follow you here? He knows where you live.
Well, at least if he's here, I can keep an eye on him, can't I?
The shit that you
Look,
are
if
in.
you'd answer that bloody mobile phone of yours once in a while, he didn't. Ronnie! Ronnie!
The wine we venture.
There you go, mate.
Thanks, Frank. Not a bad bloke for a copper. Haven't really had a lot of time for cops.
Well, nor has anyone else till they need us for something.
That must suck, eh?
Oh, I don't lose much sleep over it.
What made you get into it? I mean, did you wake up one day and say, oh, I want to be a copper?
Well, tell you the truth, I think I did it to piss my old man off.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that and the fact I always thought I was smarter than every other bastard, you know, could cut through the crap better. That's probably because I was full of it, though.
You don't look like one.
What, a cop?
Yeah. Will you miss it?
Now, you're assuming I'm going down, Ronnie.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
No, it's all right. You know, the way things are going, I think that's the way it'll be.
You really think you're going to get done?
Yeah, well, you know, things aren't looking that good, you know.
So I always thought you blokes stuck together and things like this.
No. Well, sometimes it's every man for himself.
I reckon it sucks.
Well, yeah. It sucks, all right.
Rachel Goldstein. Hey, hi, Yatsik. Fantastic. I'll see you in an hour.
Good news?
Whitset can get Ronnie Jefferson into a safe house today. Let's go, Boy Wonder.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm ready then. Sorry, I had to use your toothbrush. It was the only one in there.
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
Let's go.
Thanks for everything, man. I hope it all works out for you, you know?
Yeah, me too, buddy.
Maybe when this is over, we could get together, have a beer or something.
Reckon we can, but the main thing is, young fella, you look after yourself.
Yeah, I intend to. Hey, if I had to change my name, I might have changed it to Frank, after you. Ah, only joking.
Folks, give me a gun.